my channel. I'm your creator of fun, whimsy, and the occasional chaos, Heather. So yesterday here in PA, it was our annual Groundhog's Day. There's a big party up in Punxsutawney, PA. Basically, people get up at the crack of dawn to watch guys in suits wake up this poor little animal and see whether or not he sees his shadow or doesn't see his shadow. Which, the way it goes, is if he sees his shadow, it's 6 more weeks of winter. If no shadow, early spring. Anywho, yesterday, the fuzzy little rodent saw his shadow. So as it goes, we're to have 6 more weeks of winter. So you may or may not be asking yourself, what does that have to do with me or your channel, Heather? Well, what it at least has to do with my channel is it'll be 6 more weeks of content focusing on my diamond painting skills, my processes, and more projects. So I have a few things out on my table, and today's video basically is going to be how I start a diamond painting, some of the tools that I've used in the past and presently use, and how to kit up a potential project. Hopefully I can fit all this stuff in and make sense to anyone. Just a FYI, or however you want to put it. I am by no means an expert at diamond painting. I've just started diamond painting about 2-3 years ago. It looked interesting to me, and I felt, okay, I'll try. So I'm just basically, like I said, not exactly a beginner, not exactly an expert. I don't know if I'd consider myself in the category of novice yet, because with every project I'm learning something new. I also use other people's videos on YouTube as tips and tricks to make my performance better, to make my projects better. You'll see that I keep looking down because I want to make sure that I get all my points that I think about when I start my videos. So without further ado, I'm going to readjust my camera and shoot us down towards the table and go through some of the stuff that I have for us. So, seeing the items that I have on my table. For those of you that are seasoned crafters, wanted to switch whatever your crafting style is, whatever your crafting genre is, maybe try something new with diamond painting. Or for those of you that are new and trying to look for a craft or hobby and have decided that you are interested in diamond painting, that's basically what this video is going to be about. I've been diamond painting for about 2-3 years now. I don't want to say I'm an extreme beginner. I don't want to say I'm an extreme expert. Every new project, new painting, new type of tool that makes it a little bit easier to complete projects, for me, is just a process of learning something. I don't think I could. It's kind of like my mindset of no one's perfect, and if you feel that you're perfect, then you're inhuman. At least in my opinion. For me, diamond painting is the same way. Every new thing that comes out is a new learning process, and I like to learn new things. So, new types of drills, new types of rhinestones, the new portraits in itself. Well, I'm rambling here, but right now, I have one of my newer canvases that I got that I've decided that I want to do for February. So I figured I'd show you how my process is for kitting it up, showing some of the tools it comes with, some of the tools that you can see from other kits, some of the tools that I've gotten through the time that I've been diamond painting, and letting you know some of the reasonings why I've gotten those tools. So first off, I have this canvas that I've named myself because I haven't looked up or used. I think it's called Google Lens. You take a picture of the item and it'll tell you name, who the artist is, yada yada yada, so on and so forth. A vast majority of the ones that come from Temu, which I get, it'll show the email of the company, it will show the address of the community it came from, and it basically just says diamond picture and then the size, both centimeters and inches, and then it'll have the kit number here and itty bitty numbers, so you can make sure that your canvas is the right kit, and that the drills are the right kit. I've never so far from Temu gotten a package that has the wrong canvas, but I have gotten a package from the same company because I've ordered 2 similar diamond painting kits. Like I said, from the same company. They were, one was a Maleficent panel and also a Snow White panel from the same company, and they swapped the drills in the kits. So I try to go and I try to watch that if I'm ordering from the same company in the same batch for that fact. And you'll see how how certain stuff I kit up and why I do certain things. That's one of the things, because I didn't expect that to happen, but things do happen. This kit, I think they still have it available. Not sure exactly if I'd still be able to put a link to it or how exactly I'd be able to do that. But at the time that I purchased it, it was $373. It is a 30 by 30, and like I said, they all come just plain packaged. I've got a few from Temu that were like bubble wrap packaged, and you'll have your canvas that's rolled up. Now I've rolled it and unrolled it, so it's a little bit easier to get the roll out of it. But the easiest way that I found to do this is just roll it. If they have it rolled this way, I just do it against where they've had it rolled up in packaging, so that it lays flat and you can start your project. So, like I said, and this canvas is pretty nice too. I mean, yeah, it's not the best quality, but it's not the worst. And it frays it's starting to fray a little bit. Legends on both sides, which is very nice, especially with the technique that I do to go and frame the picture. This kit also came with, I mean, all the kits come with their drills, which are, there's 18 different drills. I should say 18 colors of the drills for this project. It comes with basic pink pen, basic pad of white of wax, basic green tray. Some, on a side note, some kits will come with, like, I mean, they're a little bit, I don't want to say more deluxe, a little fancy schmancier, but some of the pink pens will come with multi-placer on it, along with your regular single placer. Of course, they'll come with whatever their style is of the pink wax. Some of them also come with, I call it a grippy. I don't know what the specific is. Some of them are different sizes. Some have bumps. You can purchase these also from different diamond painting stores. I find it's not really necessary. I mean, depending on preference, let's agree to disagree. This basically just, it helps you get a better grip on the pen. These little thin ones. I've also, whoops, comedy of error. I've also found what you can also use from these is, remember from back in school, some people maybe still use these, the pencil and pen grippies that saves your fingers from getting the bumps. They work just as well. like $1.25 at the dollar store. I think you get a pack of like 6 to 10, I think. I don't know, I didn't count when I bought them, but this is what I initially used before I actually got a kit that had these. Also, some of the fancier kits, they'll come with a white boat. It's like sometimes just white boat and the regular pen without the multi-placer. And then you have the funnel. Really, it's nice. I mean, it's a little bit more. I think it's a little bit more, being that it's smaller. I'll show you later what I use these for. But to shake and get your drills smoothed out so you can actually multi-place or single place, so they're flat enough that you can do your project without much issue. And like I said, I've been doing this for 2-3 years. I've accumulated. I probably have enough wax to start my own wax line. So I won't need to really be, unless I'm using a special tool that uses a different type of wax than the pink wax. If I needed to use like putty or something like that, if I'm not even really sure how to use like the canister type that come and have the putty. I've only seen it once or twice in a video used. I have no problem using just the regular pink, purple, blue wax. And like I said, yeah, dollar store pencil grippies. And like I got maybe two kits that came with fingertip, like the finger grips for the pen. And also some of my folks I listen to, watch, whatnot, they don't prefer to use the green boats. I kind of don't really prefer using them. Like I'll pour, let's see what kind of a spoiler, I guess. But like when I kit, whether they're already pre-kitted in a bag or just like this, where they're just in a package, where it's a little bit easier. Like since I'm a klutz, flat out to the point. I'm a klutz and I knock things over. In order for me to not lose drills, because most if not all the companies that I go and I purchase from through Temu, I haven't heard of any of them that they will do like Diamond, like I've heard Diamond Art Club does with the like if something happens to your drills, like say your cat, your dog, I don't know, whatever, you clumsily knock it over and you lose half your drills, they'll like replace like one-time replacement of your drills, like guarantee or something. None of the companies that I currently get through, as far as I know through Temu, do that. So since I'm a klutz, I like to have a sealed container, a sealed little round container, and sometimes also with the Ziploc baggies, because I have bad fingers. Sometimes I get numb, tingly. Has not quite been determined whether or not it's carpal tunnels, which is quite possible. I work in the healthcare field. I've done it for 20-some years. And after lifting and moving people with your wrists and arms and whatnot, of course, you're bound to get some type of carpal tunnel. So, you'll see, I mean, yeah, that was a fake drop, but, like, I have a tendency to drop things, knock things, whatnot. So, these are just easier. That's why I had also said in my Temu haul video, I said, you'll see I'm particular about how I kit up my things, even if they are pre-kitted. But like I use the little boats. I will go and I will, when I'm finished with my projects and I'm re-kitting, because I'm also a recycler. And we'll get to that a little bit later on in the video. But I will go and I will put them in use either one of the green boats or one of the white boats. And Like, some people do this beforehand. Not me. I mean, if I feel like it, I will, but if I don't, I don't. I just go as I do as I go. What people consider trash drills, junk drills, whatever you want to call them, I will go and I will put them in, and like, it is easier to put them on one of the white trays, and I'll just spill them out. I'll spill them out and I'll sort them. If I see any trash drills that don't belong in that color, before I go and I bag them and put them away, or re-put them back into the clear plastic that was there, and I'll take a little bit of Scotch tape and tape it over, and then that way I put it in. I have a bag, another bag that has all my extra drills. I mean, some people get all fancy. Right now I'm not in fancy mode, I guess, to where I'm going and I'm having like folders. I'm having different little drill containers to just re-put my extra stash of drills from my prior kits. Eventually, I hope to have that organized like that, but right now, like I said, I'm just using little baggies that are labeled. And my little, I think a package of these are at the Dollar Tree, because that's another place I get a lot of my storage stuff. A lot of stuff for my business is the Dollar Tree, because you can't go wrong with $1.25 on most items anymore. I think these are like when you can find them, they are, I want to say, a package of 12, possibly 14, which are really nice. But yeah, most of the time though, I do use these ones to do the sort and the repackaging in bags, simply because of just the spout. It makes it a lot easier, because you just slide it into the pack and away you go. But these, on a side note, I know Kim, the diamond paint hobbyist, she usually says, donate to your senior center. I think even Diamond Grandma says, donate whatever, or just, use them. There's nothing really wrong with them. I mean, I don't prefer them. I mean, at first I did. And sometimes when my fingers are bothering me, and I'm not doing that large of a kit, I do use them. So I'm not having to hold the spout on the little white tray while I'm shaking to, sort the drills and get them in a nice line. Mostly I use these, and this is gonna sound horrible, because you get them with all your diamond painting kits. I mostly use them in order to, like, if I'm painting, or like I'll put paint in them. Like, I like to seal my projects. I know I've been watching a few videos that say that Hobby Lobby has this dry mount technique that they're doing for diamond paintings. I use this diamond sealer. I think it's kind of just like a fancy Mod Podge, but it's a little bit better because it doesn't seal all milky. Like, when it dries, it doesn't look all milky. But I've used this on my diamond paintings. I've even used this on my daughter's a big puzzle person. I've used this on her puzzle puzzle. Instead of using the puzzle glue on each individual piece after she's done with her puzzles, or using like a shellac, I just use these. I'll use this on her puzzles, and it's really nice for them too. But what I'll do is I'll do the pouring in these trays. I figure, hey, diamond painting sealer, diamond painting tray, you're giving me a free one. So it does not go to waste. It definitely goes to use for that and different other crafting projects. Like I said, I use it for painting. I also use it, sometimes I'll go and stick it on, like, I don't have to so much with the glue gun I have now, but the glue gun I used to drip all the time. So I'd stick it underneath the glue gun before I got my silicone pad underneath it. I mean, that's more or less, I got that so it wouldn't fall over, but I'd have the glue drip into it, and then I could also like reheat it or heat like a needle or something if I needed to do like little fine things on some of my items. Like, I believe some of this was done, like the attaching of the little dragonfly in here. It was done with like a glue dot and like one of the hot glue dots that I reheated and put a pin toothpick to get it on there. Anywho, I like to show you personally my... Oh wait, I think I'm jumping ahead of myself. I showed you basically what what most of the kits come with, and I'd also like to show you what I was meaning about when I put things back in a baggie. Now, some kits will just have the number, and they won't have the DMC code. So you're kind of just stuck with mix and match. You don't know, like, you can't really recycle with it, sort of. I mean, I have, because I try to match what's closest to the color if I run out of the color, or if I do not have, like I said, that particular incident with same company sent me, and it was only, I think, 2 drills that were off. It might have been just a misprint from the company, but like, it came in a pack like this. All the colors were close, like, were exactly, I don't want to say close, were exactly what was on the key, except for 2. There was 2 that, and it was just like, I think it was like 114, not 114, 414 and 413. The one kit that like for my Maleficent kit was supposed to take the 414 DMC code, but their strip when it was packed with the 413, and then it was completely missing this like mustard yellow color. Oh, wait, no, that wasn't it. That one was the only part that was messed up on that one, but in the Snow White picture that I did, it was missing a mustard colored, but in their pack it had a lot of the, I can't remember if it was the 414 or the 413, because that was where it was messed up, but it gave me double of the color. It was like, I think it gave me 414 and 413, which helped in the diamond painting that they gave me the wrong color. But it didn't help the fact that I was completely missing the mustard yellow color. And I had to end up looking up where I could actually get it, the specific color, to actually finish the project. And I ended up finding, I believe it was Diamond Drills USA. And I ended up purchasing the drills, which wasn't really bad. It wasn't a bad price. I thought it was going to be worse than, like, a worse price, just since it was a specific color than what it actually turned out to be. But anywho, this is really nice. I like, and it makes it a little bit easier to actually kit up. I mean, like I said, this was pre-kitted. And I don't even know what kit it was from. It may or may not have had on the table legend. It may have had the DMC codes on it that I could have written. 1 equals, you know, this DMC. But I mean, you live and learn when you're starting out on a new hobby, new venture. Then there are also some that, like, this is from another one of my kits, but like I said, I recycle. If one kit says, oh, it's using DMC 310, I'm going to use it again before I open the package for that color, like for the next color. I'll look in my extra drill stash to see, hey, do I have that color? Is it open? Before I open any of these other packages, it just makes it a lot easier for me. Now this one here was for think it was like a dragon or something that I did. You'll see it that it was number 3 was what the numbering was on the table, on its table of contents. It had the kit number. All I did is like I added the DMC code so that way it made it a little bit easier for me. Like I said, when I do my recycling. This one here is really nice because all I had to do was circle the DMC codes of each one of these colors and I'm good to go. I can just open, pour, and start my merry way with my diamond painting. So, like I said, I've been doing this for 2-3 years. There is some things that I found that are make things a lot easier for me that I wish I would have known when I started. What they call the drill field here. When they pour it with the adhesive, sometimes, more times than not, and depending on the quality of your kit, is how much you, I mean, maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong. This is another agree to disagree. Basically, it's depending on the company, is depending on how much over pour you end up with. Which is why I usually suggest, and a lot of other people suggest, and you will see that when they're kitting up and framing a project, they use a minimal to a lot of washi tape. I myself, I guess you could say I probably use a lot of washi tape because my initial washi tape that I use, you can get at Dollar Tree. They usually have it more times than not anymore. I go and I'll go around my whole entire project depending on how thick around the overpour is from the actual drill field, because I don't like when I'm sitting here doing my project and I'm sticking, because as you can see where I put the washi tape right here, there's still glue or the adhesive that is going to be used to stick down your diamond drills. Sorry, itch. So I use an inexpensive tape at first, because I also, when I'm done with a project, I use like my more, for right now this is what I have, my more decorative washi tape around the sides to finish off my project after I've sealed it and whatnot, before I put it away or mount it, however. Because I would say why I do it because it's like, why would I mean, I guess I kind of am a little bit wasteful, but to me it doesn't seem like wasteful because I'm not using the expensive washi tape. I mean, even though it adds up, but I'm using it so the edge of my project is not from the glue touching yourself, touching your arm, I mean, it's an uncomfortable feeling to begin with, but it also, like on some of my original projects, you can see like a black line and it just looks horrible. Like where the dirt or fuzz has found. And I don't like the look of that. So I just like the clean looking edge, and then I'll peel that up and then put one of the decorative washies or another, either one of these or another decorative type washi that fits the picture that I'm doing. Also, I wanted to mention that some of the diamond canvases, they don't, I mean, most do come with the clear film on it. Some of like your more higher qualities will come with like a release covering, which makes it really nice too. Like, you don't want to use this side, but if you use this side, like I usually use it to help load up my pens, because you can tap down the wax to make it a little bit smoother, so it's a little easier and more even, especially if you're using a multi-placer. More even, it like evens out the wax and you don't have to worry about it getting stuck and getting pulled out of your pen from like just tapping it on your table or tapping it with your tray. I just think it's really nice. or a nice idea to use. I'm going to show you another thing that I do, which will show you one of my other cool tricks that I use. So since I'm not going to be doing this right smack away, what I do then, I don't really have to worry about doing any more than just writing the DMC code, since I'm not getting it into one of my little containers. I just basically, all intents and purposes, just fold these back up nicely, and then I'll go and wrap this up and put it with my extra stash back in the container and bag, whatnot. Or in this case, just set it to the side. Wrap it up, set it to the side. Anyhow, what else I do with washi, and many other people on their channels and with their projects, they do this also. Each section I've sectioned off, like, as you can see, this part of the diamond drill field is complete. What I use now, some people, if you're familiar with sewing, they use with the plastic, or, I mean, if it's a really big release sheet on top, it's easy. You can just like cut it, or cut it with scissors, or like my razor pen, like get yourself a razor pen, and just with the razor pen, and like, I don't know, sometimes I use a ruler, sometimes I freehand it to make your little square, rectangle, however much you feel comfortable with cutting an area to diamond paint your project. So, as you can see, I've already done that with this particular project, and I only have this much left to do. But that's basically what I did. I like I said, this is a nifty tool. I don't know if you, this is gonna sound dumb. I don't know much about it, but I know the edge is sharp, because there's like a little razor blade that comes out. Don't know if you can get replacement tips, or you just get a whole new blade. But I found this nifty thing on somebody's haul. It was either their haul or one of the tools and tips videos. But it's just cool. And like with these though, I lift it up a little bit, because if you do go heavy-handed, you can cut into your canvas, which luckily I have not yet. Knock on crafting table. But this is a neat gadget. I also, after I had the fiasco and whatnot with having the drills to replace what was not in the kit that I had purchased. When I purchased the drills, I should say, from Diamond USA, I also got a this sticky pad. I mean, I know they have sticky pads with other things, but at that point in time, I did not realize that places had that you could use it, to even use a sticky pad for. Like, I didn't know there was such a thing, and that you would need it for diamond painting. I don't really think it's a need, but it's just a cool thing to have. Because I usually take like my wax, and this also came, I believe, with the drill. Either it came with the drills, or it came with something that I'd purchased from Diamond Drill USA. Which, either that, or I might have even just purchased it separately. I might have at some point in time been running out of the wax. But it's really cool. Like, I usually just stick it there, and I have my wax. I'll have my wax at hand. I'm not sure about this, but yeah, the extra whatever container I'm using, I just stick that to my sticky. My razor if I need it. If I'm using one of the pink pens, which I've not used those in years, since I found out how heavy-handed I actually am when I diamond paint. Which I was saying I had to. Maybe I didn't. No, I didn't. I didn't say about that yet. I did find out, like, through my 2-3 years of doing this, that I am heavy-handed. I would take, when I would be using the regular pink pens, I would end up bending them in no time. Because I'd be sitting there diamond painting and I'd just bend. So then by the time I was done with a project, would have my basic pink pen would be completely rounded. Not rounded, but it'd have a nice curve in it. To the point where I couldn't use it for the next project. So I purchased this set. Like I said, I'm not sure if I got it from AliExpress, if I got it from Amazon. It was so long ago. But it came with a package of wax. Like I said, I will have wax for years, wax for days. Several different tips, multi-placers. It also came with like I don't know, I call them gum bands. That's what they look like. They look like gum bands from when you had braces as kids and they had to tighten them. But they're basically used to on the edge of tips in order to slide them into the pen. Then it also came with a brush to brush off your product before you go and seal it, or however you plan to preserve your piece. Make sure you have all the imperfections, impurities, any kind of hair, dirt, fuzz, dust that may have gotten on your project while you're working on it. This I do like. It came with a little spoon in order to go and, like I said, dip in, and then it makes it a little easier, a little bit less messy, depending on how steady your hand is, to put it into your tray. The kit also came with a, for one of the tips. Oh shoot, it's on the tip of my tongue. It's not a spacer, but what it does is it straightens your rows. They also have another type of tool, but I've not tried it yet. It looks almost like a roll. I guess it is called a roller, a diamond painting roller. I'm not quite sure. I mean, I gather how it works, but from what I've seen is that you put it down on your piece and then the drill should fit through the holes, and then you lift it up and then you have a straight area. And how I was saying that I'm heavy-handed also. This week, tragedy hit. I had fixed this one time before because I dropped it. This is my favorite pen. I had my roller. Whoops, see, I dropped things. I had my roller actually inserted into the hole. Well, the hole that used to be there. And when I was rolling to pop into I call it popping in your drills. But to make sure that all my drills are secure onto my canvas, you'll hear them snap and like lock in. Well, I was in the middle of doing that and crack. So I'm like, okay, I'll flip it to the other side. Well, the other side decided to crack too. So, looks like I'm replacing some pens. This pen also, tragically, this week, fell on that side, but there was no tip in it. So I was able to repair this with super glue. And then this, while I was straightening my rows, I cracked it a little and I had to replace it with super glue. So at this point, this is the only diamond painting pen that has stood the test of Heather's strength, I guess, apparently. So, but yeah, this came with that. Nice little kit. And they also glow in the dark. I don't know what the point of that was, but hey, I didn't even pay attention when I purchased them, ordered them, that they glow in the dark. My husband actually pointed that out. He says, you know your pens are glowing on your table. I said, oh, well, hey. Like I said, this roller I did get from Temu, like this, and it's just this part 9. Of course, like, you get a bazillion of the pink pens. All I did a little bit of floral tape to make it secure inside, secure instead of like wobbly falling out. So yeah, I used some floral tape, then I put some Scotch tape on top of it, and woohoo, away we go. And then last but not least, this is another purchase that I got when I started doing the larger pieces, because I needed more. I basically got sick of continuously filling the drill, and it's just easier for me to hold my finger on there while I'm doing the shaky shake method to like sort out the drills and straighten them and whatnot. So got that also from, I believe it was Diamond Drills USA. But this is another thing I do too sometimes. When I'm done doing my whole entire mess, I'll go, this fits, of course, there. It's got the holder for your little pen. And then I'll go and I'll just, and then I'm good to go for my next diamond painting excursion. I mean, I was going to show you how I sort my drills in order to get ready for a project, but I kind of feel that I would be insulting your intelligence on how to do that. I mean, basically for sorting drills, dump or scoop them into the tray, shake them, each one of the little grooves, get your drills in there, line them up. I hope this was somewhat of a help, somewhat encouraging for those that want to try diamond painting. Like I said, I'm no way an expert. I'm learning alongside of y'all and just finding what way works for me best. There's no right or wrong way, at least as far as I'm concerned. There's always new techniques, new tools that make diamond painting a little bit easier. I guess until next time, click on the bell below if you want to get notified. If you want to get notified about new content when it's posted. Also, since I'm new here, I'm trying, and hopefully you enjoy my content, and I didn't bore you completely to death. If you did like my content, potentially subscribe. Also, shares are greatly appreciated. Also, I'd like to leave you with a thought, a motto, however you want to look at it. With a world full of unpleasantness, try to keep your life filled with fun and things that make you happy and sparkle them with a side of whimsy. Until next time, YouTube land.